What sort of signs, Kevin, do you teach people to look out for?
Good question. Brilliant question. So one of the main signs, for example, if someone is preparing strategically to unalive themselves, they'll start to do things that seems very subtle, but, you know, people can easily just look over it. For example, they become very matter of fact. So they may say, I just want you to know if I'm not around in the future, I love you.
Ooh.
So they almost start to put you in a position where they're saying, if I'm not around, I just want you to know how I feel about you. They'll start giving away possessions as well. They may say, I want you to have this. So in your mind, you're just like, oh, stop being silly. What do you mean? You love that, whatever it may be. But what they're starting to do, they're starting to prepare the world around them.
And they're disconnecting themselves.
They're starting to disconnect themselves. So, you know, and as you said, another thing is the disconnection, is the loss of interest in things they was once interested in. Is the fact that they're not talking about their future anymore in a sense of being a part of their future. So they're very subtle things, and they're the signs that we've got to look out for.
And when we notice these signs, what sort of things can we do to support them to navigate out of this hopelessness?
Well, the opposite of hopelessness is hope.
Hope.
So it's giving them hope, it's giving them enthusiasm, making them feel enthusiastic, but also, very importantly, make them feel loved. Make them know that they're wanted. Give them tasks to do that makes them feel responsible.
Right.
You know, put children in front of them. Children makes people feel young and pure and fun, and children will just really move you out of your zone. Change their environment. Look at the things that might be making them feel down. Like I was working with a client once, and when I went into their home, right, they had pictures of people that's passed away before them, and pictures of ex-partners, and all these kind of things that will, from a vibrational frequency perspective, bring them in a dark place. So remove all those low vibrational things out of their life and start introducing new things.
So it's interesting, and not to get too personal, but I've got someone quite close to me that their home almost feels like a shrine.
Yes.
And I can't go there because the frequency is so low.
Yes.
So your recommendation is to try and get them to change that.
Change that.
How do you get someone to change that when that's all they've got, it's the only thing that they're holding on to because they've had so much loss?
Change the narrative.
Right.
Change the narrative. Change the narrative, you know, for example, get them to think about what would that person want for them.
Yes.
Yeah, that person want you to be successful, and that person want you to be happy.
Yes.
That person would like you to be in a new relationship.
Yes.
That person would love you to be, you know, this amazing person you're always destined to be. So change the narrative. You can't dismiss something that's in front of you, but what you can do is alter the shape of it.
And how you view it.
And how you view it.
Yeah.
Right? So the goal is to always change the narrative. It's like what some people try to do. They try to say to you, stop thinking about thinking. It's impossible. You can't stop thinking about thinking, right? So what can we do is change what we're thinking about from one perspective to another perspective. And that's what should be done, is change the narrative, change the belief system. And as you change the narrative and change the belief system, that muscle gets stronger until that narrative and belief system becomes a new reality.